17-year-old son fired a gun trying to stop his stepfather from hitting her, but accidentally shot and killed his mom instead.
Cows Gang, we got to talk about this bizarre but unfortunate situation. Let's go back to 2025. This happened sometime in May. You have a stepfather who is charged with murder, even though he didn't do the murder. This is a trip. His stepson shot him multiple times and accidentally shot his own mother.
What?
You can't make this up. And because of that, stepdad was charged, locked up. So allegedly saying the 17-year-old stepson was trying to protect his mama. Allegedly saying that the stepdad was hitting on his mama. And he shot like 10 times, shooting the stepdad multiple times and shooting his mom in the head. We're gonna talk about this, but before we get this started, I wanna show y'all stepdad celebrating as he is found not guilty and free. This situation happened in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So here's the brother right here, 26 years old, Zaire Dalton. This is the stepfather who survived getting shot up and survived the system and being found not guilty. Let's watch him celebrate.
You finna get booked. We go, man. Yeah, shout out, man. Yeah, I beat cases. Call my mama, man. Tell her, man. Call me, brother, man. I'm back, man. Yeah, man. Get this bitch off my leg, man. Take me down and just lock, man. Call my mama, man. I beat my case, right? Yeah, man. You don't forget that bomb, Jack. You didn't not guilty.
So as y'all see, he's celebrating like a motherfucker. And it went viral just some days ago, and a lot of people don't like it, especially black women. Mainly black women. They calling this out, saying, what the f? He should be locked up. He shouldn't be out. Why is he so happy? Now, the stepson, 17 years old, he's charged. Now, funny, he didn't get charged with murder. He didn't get charged with murder. We're gonna talk about that. But first, I wanna go to the past where it all started. Then we'll get to what's going on today. Let's watch a couple of news clips as they talk about this unfortunate situation. The mother, who is now deceased, is 34-year-old Amber Gray, mother of 4, and she was married to Zaire Dalton, who was 26 years old. For what I know, she have a 17-year-old and an 11-year-old, and I think them two was there in the house when it happened. And I believe she had a toddler. I don't know the other child's age. So here's the first news clip when they first talk about the whole situation.
She was a sweetheart. She was kind, lovable, respectful. Like, she was a neighbor. Like, you know, some people don't like their neighbors and they be like, oh, I can't wait to move. But I'll be looking forward to my neighbor. Like, hey, girl.
Asking to only be identified by her initials, RRR. This woman says she lives next to an apartment near 15th and Cherry where a shooting happened on April 18th. Court records show the victim, a 34-year-old woman, called 911. Police say a recording of the call reveals she can, quote, be heard telling the dispatcher he was hitting her and now he's hitting her son. Her son, a 17-year-old, identified as JG, told investigators he came home to his mother and stepdad arguing. His 11-year-old brother told investigators, quote, JG told the defendant to stop hitting his mother. Right after that, the boy said JG followed the defendant downstairs with a firearm, and moments later, he heard gunshots.
Kids love their mother, you know what I mean? And they'll do everything to protect them, but I just hate that it happened, you know, that way.
Investigators say the 911 call then captures approximately 10 gunshots prior to disconnecting. The stepdad, identified as 26-year-old Zaire Dalton, was shot multiple times but survived. However, the mother, whose name authorities have yet to release, was also struck, and she died from her injuries 4 days later. Dalton is now charged with felony murder.
I know it wasn't intentionally, you know what I mean? I know the bullet wasn't for her.
Carmen Petrie from Sojourner Family Peace Center says this tragic story underlines the importance of speaking up when domestic violence is happening.
If you're a young person who's struggling at home with this type of violence, find a safe person to talk to, a pastor, a relative, a friend, a teacher.
As Mother's Day approaches, the neighbor tells us the victim leaves behind 4 children, with the youngest only recently starting to walk.
It's sad. It's a real sad situation, but to know that your son did it trying to defend you, that's a hard pill to swallow, you know what I mean?
House Gang, I want y'all to understand it's definitely an unfortunate situation. So, what they saying allegedly that stepdad was hitting on his wife and allegedly was also hitting on the stepson. And because the stepson killed her accidentally, shot him. Damn! The stepdad, Zaire Dalton, was charged with felony murder. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm like, me personally, how can you charge him with felony murder? So I thought about it, maybe because they blaming him for the murder, even though the stepson did it. Because, like if a police officer kill an innocent person because they trying to catch a criminal, the criminal gonna get charged, not the police. Because if the criminal wouldn't do what he did, this other person would have got shot and killed. So maybe that's why they went that route. But let me tell y'all, 17-year-old was charged. House Gang, now let's fast forward to the trial with Zaire Dalton. So while we're here today, he testifies in court about the situation. But just to let y'all know, he pleaded guilty in 2025, I think in October, he pleaded guilty. He pleaded guilty to accidental killing of his mother. This is definitely crazy. That's something he's gonna have to live with for the rest of his life. But this incident involved 17-year-old Jaylen at the time. He's not 18. He was attempting, from what it's saying, attempting to stop his stepfather, Zaire Dalton, from assaulting his mother, Amber Gray. During the altercation, Gray mistakenly fired multiple shots at Dalton, unaware that his mother was in the line of fire. Now, what I don't understand, how did he mistakenly fire multiple rounds at Dalton? He was meant to shoot at Mr. Dalton. He just wanted to shoot his mother. And it says the mother, who was also armed, was shot and died from injuries on April the 22nd, 2023. And that's when Dalton was charged with felony murder and attempted battery in the case. So now let's go to the second news clip where he testifies against his stepdad.
To the courts now, the trial of a man accused in connection with the death of a Milwaukee woman is now underway. Prosecutors say the woman's 17-year-old son fired a gun trying to stop his stepfather from hitting her, but accidentally shot and killed his mom instead. And now that stepfather is on trial for her death. Mia Bearden joins us live from the courthouse today. Mia.
That's right. Jurors heard emotional testimony today, including a 911 call and the teen's own explanation for why he fired a gun that night. It started inside an apartment near 15th and Cherry last April. Court documents say 17-year-old Jaylen Gray tried to step in as his stepfather, Zaire Dalton, hit his mother, Amber Gray. Jaylen told the court Wednesday the conflicts between him and Dalton had been building for years.
Me and Zaire, we got a long history of kind of not, like, seeing at the same level, being at the same page. Really just based off how he treated my mama.
An 11-year-old was also inside the apartment that night, later telling police there was a lot of yelling, bad words, and things dropping while Dalton was hitting their mom. Prosecutors played part of the 911 call Amber Gray made just moments before gunfire erupted, a call jurors heard for the first time in court. A detective testified about what stood out to him as he listened.
She says he needs to be removed. There's another portion where she says he's going to kill my son. I think then it's just kind of getting the address and asking for help.
Investigators say about 10 gunshots can be heard on the call before the line goes silent. In the struggle, Prosecutors say Jalen fired the gun and one of those bullets struck his mother. Afterwards, Jalen says he ran from the house to his grandmother's place, not realizing his mother had been hit. On the stand, Jalen described the moment he says changed everything, hearing his mom begging for help.
Why did you shoot him?
Really just like hearing my mama pleading for help like that, it just put my mind in a different place. Like, I gotta go help my mama.
His mother later died from her injuries. The defense also questioned Jalen about why he didn't turn himself in right away.
We didn't turn yourself in the day after?
No.
Or the day after that?
No.
Or 3 days after the event?
No.
Jalen later told the court he turned himself in 8 days after the shooting, explaining he needed time to process what had happened. Dalton survived multiple gunshot wounds and is charged with felony murder in connection with her death. Jalen also testified that due to Dalton's past abuse against his mother, this was not the first time he thought about buying a gun to protect her. Court will continue tomorrow. Back to you.
Cows Gang, you heard his testimony, but I have a problem with some of the things. Actually, just really one thing. He shot 10 shots, and then he runs to his grandmother's house. He never came back to see was his mother okay, or just see what's going on, just to see what the deal is. And not only that, is another. That's why I say a few things. You don't go to the police until 8 days later. And because he got to process things, that's not a good look. It seems to me from what he said that he had bad blood with his stepdad, he says because he don't like how he treat his mother. But I want y'all to understand, Cows Gang, I talked about this in the video with the boxer, being stepdad. When you being a stepdad, especially when you come in a game with a kid that's old enough to be a teen, it ain't always good. It might already be bad blood in the stepson's eyes because it's another man involved. Or maybe wasn't ever a man in the middle, and now here you come. And whether you're a good dude or not, he don't like you. He got animosity with you. You taking his mama. Or maybe that teenager is a son husband and he feels that you getting in the way of his position. I'm just saying, I don't know if that's the case, but that's the vibes I'm kind of feeling. And I get it if, he was always abusing the mama. But we already know how a lot of things like this happen. A lot of this don't be like the way they say it is. Now, of course, this is something he got to live with the rest of his life. But the thing that I look at crazy, like, you didn't go back to see about your mama, whether she got hit or not, and you didn't go to the police until 8 days later. It's crazy. Now, let's look at the next video where it's current, where he's found, Zayed Dalton, the stepdad, is found not guilty. Check it out, Cows Gang.
A Milwaukee teen shot and killed his mom trying to protect her. Police say his mother was being attacked by his stepfather, and the teen fired a gun to stop him.
The stepfather was charged in her death, and after a 3-day trial, he just learned his fate. Mia Bearden was in court all week long and joins us live with what happened in court today. Mia?
That's right. The jury deliberated for over 5 hours and found Zayed Dalton not guilty of felony murder. After the verdict was read, Dalton was seen smiling. Now, this all goes back to April of last year at an apartment near 15th and Cherry. Prosecutors say 17-year-old Jalen Gray was trying to protect his mother, Amber Gray, when his stepfather, Zayed Dalton, began hitting his mother. During the struggle, Jalen fired a gun, one of those bullets striking his mother. Prosecutors played the 911 call for the jury from that night, and Amber Gray can be heard reporting the attack, and then gunshots ring out before the line went silent. Dalton survived multiple gunshot wounds, but Gray later died from her injuries. In closing arguments, prosecutors told jurors Dalton's actions led directly to that moment, but the defense argued the shooting wasn't about stopping an attack. They told jurors it stemmed from tension between Jalen and Dalton.
See, Cows Gang, what I'm talking about? Stepdads. Damn! I want y'all to understand that a lot of times you'll get into a relationship or get into a marriage where that son, who's normally like a teenager, he don't like you because you ain't his real father. You in the picture. And if he's a son husband, you taking his position. You are opting him. And you was in the way of whatever he had going on. Especially you the type of man that believe in order, being a lead, and you trying to, you know, put a child in a place for doing wrong anything. Whereas before you got in the picture, mama, let him do what he want to do. Son, husband, don't discipline, don't do a damn thing.
Bruh.
And it's animosity. So I'm gonna continue with it, but I want you to understand the defense is saying he didn't do that because he was attacking his mama. He did that because it's a reason and an excuse and a way to kill him and get away with it. You can't make this up. So let's continue.
He heard Mr. Dalton threaten to kill her parents, and he knew that Mr. Dalton had the means to do it.
This did not happen because of any attempted battery. And you heard that from Jalen's own mouth. This happened because Jalen Gray felt disrespected, felt fed up. He was offended, felt some type of way.
After the verdict, Dalton's family was seen smiling and giving each other hugs, seeming satisfied with the verdict. Back to you.
Now, he was celebrating Cal's gang, and we're gonna go to his Facebook page. Wait a minute. Before we go to the Facebook page, I'm gonna show you a post where somebody posted about him being free. And I want you to look at the comments first. Then we'll get to his page. Now I want to show y'all the comments when he, Zaire Dalton, found not guilty and he's celebrating like a mother. Check it out. So yeah, what I want y'all to look at Cal's gang on Truth Teller TV's Instagram, and shout out to that brother, follow him, where he talked about, you know, Zaire Dalton celebrating being found not guilty after the stepson shot him multiple times and accidentally killing his mother. So let's look at the comment. This dude says he should have never been charged at all. Sounds like they wanted folks gone. This person says, sad times we are living. This person says, y'all clearly can't read or listen to. This person says, sad. The boy got to live with the fact he killed his mother trying to save her. This person says, well. This person says, real life demons walking the world, shake my head. This one says, Oregon ain't a felony. But some people are saying that he didn't put hands on his wife. It was an argument, and they did say he was threatened to kill her, threatened to kill her family, but they say he did not put hands on her. And the stepson was trying to find a reason and have an excuse to kill. And they didn't say in the autopsy that she was beat. Now the mother or the wife did say he was hitting her, but we already know how it go when it comes to some women. They will lie and say he hit me, and he really didn't. Maybe grabbed you, maybe held on to you, maybe pushed you away. But police don't care, to lock your ass up anyway. So again, this person says, wow, the amount of people that don't understand this is mind baffling. Son was defending her for a reason though. This person says, it must have been physical before, and by his reaction, he ruined their lives. On to the next, he don't even care that his lady died, shake my head. This woman said he overly excited his girl died. This person said, nigga acting like he laid belt. You was a victim, big bro. Chill. Yeah, so let's go over to his Facebook page. As you see, he's from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And we're gonna talk about what people are talking about him celebrating about his wife being killed. And on his page, that's not the case. So as he out of jail, you know, he looked like he was in the recording studio. He was chilling, you know, getting back to what he do. So Cal's gang, what he post on his Facebook page January 23rd at 6:57 p.m. What he says is, my story on the way real soon. Say what y'all want to say. I'm never happy that my baby mama's gone. I miss her every day. I know the truth. God know the truth. But wait, story time coming soon. I miss my baby girl. To daddy, coming to get you like I said. So yeah, share this post. So he said it's not about, you know, being happy that she's gone. And he also even said in the post that, you know, he want everybody to hear his story. Plus, he also says that, and I'm gonna also read that. He said this January the 24th at 2:10 p.m. And he said, I was happy for my freedom. It's messed up situation at the end of the day. Yes, it is. And I know I don't beat females. I love my baby mama. When y'all get the real story from me, y'all gonna know I'm a real stand-up guy. I don't got time for drama. I got kids and they both girls. I've been through so much, being shot 9 times, and my baby mama been shot once in the head. I'm messed up, I'm stressed out, only God knows. That's why God made his decision. But my story on the way, just waiting on the right person to show the world the side of my story. I really don't trust nobody. 100. Broken heart. And this when he, you know, posted him celebrating being free. He said he don't hit women. He didn't put his hand on her. What do y'all think about this, Couch Gang? Now, what I am gonna also show you before I get back on the couch, the thing I do want y'all to know before I get out of here, I want y'all to understand that there are some pictures of this 17-year-old in the mirror holding a Glock with a switch and a stendo. You know what I'm saying? There's a couple of videos out here, and you're gonna see them in a few seconds. And this is why I say, in my opinion, that when it came to him shooting his stepdad, to me, it was more about personal vendetta. Now, yeah, they want to use that he was beating his wife, but I don't believe it. And y'all entitled to y'all opinion. You tell me what y'all think. I really believe he was arguing with her. Yeah, he probably threatened to kill her, threatened to beat her ass, threatened to kill her family, because the lawyer even said it was, I guess, in the audio or some. The wife said he was hitting on her, but we already know how that go. And the stepson took advantage to try to kill this and get away with it, because he was gonna say, I'm protecting my mom. But unfortunately, he shot him 9 times, didn't kill him, but killed his mama with 1 gunshot. Not only that, he ran and never came back. He ran and never came back to check on his mama. He ran and never turned himself in, except 8 days later. So that says a lot. And those pictures that I'm talking about, I'm like, he's not an innocent kid. They even said he didn't even live there. He just started living there a couple months ago prior to what happened. He was just there at the time and walked in on the situation. And how many of you brothers who's in a relationship or is married to somebody with a step kid, y'all arguing, they want to get involved in this shit. Even your own kids will try to get involved in that because you don't argue with my mama. And the first thing as a parent, tell them, you stay in a child's place. You mind your business. This ain't got nothing to do with you. And Couch Guy, I got one more comment that y'all need to see and hear. Well, this person like call out details of the situation. And this is what I'm trying to tell y'all. This right here, and it's a bunch of them, but this right here, to me, tells me what I'm saying and what I believe is the truth. So this woman named Simone Monet is responding to some girl saying, girl, she was grown as hell, damn near 30, when she was 34 years old. And her husband, Zaire, was 26. You know what I'm saying? If she wanted to leave, she could have. She wasn't trying to leave him. They was together. They was a couple. They fought and they made up. Her son wasn't even around for years. I want y'all to understand that, Couch Gang. Her son, the 17-year-old, wasn't around for years. So I don't know if he was living with the grandmother. I don't know if you living with the father, but let's continue. Let that sink in, y'all. Before shit happened, plus he shot, he seen his mama, he ran right past her and ain't looked back. She used to be on his ass. He wasn't no good kid at all. There's so many different stories going around. It's ridiculous. Only the real ones know the truth. Her family included. They just don't want that boy in jail all well. He knew the consequences. Now he can deal with it. He was on the internet talking plenty like, boy, chill fuck out. Even threatened me like I ain't worried about little dude. He got mad because I spoke the truth. Don't forget my kids know her kids real well. And they used to be on the phone every day. My kids even know what's going on, which is sad. That boy been a problem. He came back and made worse. Now Amber gonna be behind this. No, now Amber gone behind. See, that's what I'm saying. I want y'all to understand when it comes to you men being stepdads, this shit you gotta deal with, shit that can happen to you. You could have been shot 9 times, or you could have been one shot in the head and dead. Like I told y'all, this 17-year-old shot 10 times. He did accidentally shoot his mom. I don't think he tried to kill his mama, but he ran from what they say, ran past her. And even if he didn't run past her, he ran and never looked back. They said he came 2 weeks later to go to her funeral.
Shit.
Let that sink in also. Let that sink in also. That says a lot. Like I said, he's holding pistols and stuff like that, you know? And it's crazy. It's very crazy. And they really talking about this.
Oh, hell no.
But like I said, you have a lot of black women mad saying that, oh, free him. You know, he was just trying to protect his mama. Yeah, it sounds like it. It sounds good. But I want you to understand, as far as I'm concerned, he had another agenda. Find a way to kill him and get away with it and get it justified. So what y'all think about that, Couch Gang? Y'all tell me what y'all thoughts is in the comments section. But y'all already know what Mr. Palmer want to know. When it comes to 26-year-old Zaire Dalton, stepdad, I got to know, is he a victim or volunteer? I want to say rest in peace to Amber Gray, and I want to give prayers to the other 3 children that is lost without a mom and have to deal with this for the rest of their life.